Welcome to the Why Not podcast with me, Chrissy Hawkins. In a world where everybody always asks why, I'm here to ask, why not? I'll be breaking down the mindsets of guests as well as my own in a bid to find out what makes people say, why not? Hi guys, welcome back to Why Not. Today's episode, I'm going to talk to you all about coming back into a routine after diet. And that is all I'm going to explain now. But as ever guys, if you are listening to this podcast, I want you to sit back and relax or walk and listen. But whatever way you're doing it, enjoy the podcast. Well, hello guys and welcome back to Why Not. Today is a day. It is another day, just like every other day. Maybe it's different for you. Maybe you're having a good day. Maybe if you're having a bad day. But if you're having a bad day, hopefully things will turn around very quickly. What am I talking about here? I don't know. So, today, what I wanted to talk about, because I felt it was quite topical for me, just coming back from being away. And I think as well for everybody else, I think half the world has been or is going on holidays recently enough to coming up in the next while. Things reopening, everyone's going everywhere. So I wanted to talk about holidays, and when we go on holidays, and I think a lot of us come back from holidays and we might have eaten a bit much and drank a bit much and then suddenly feel like we have to get back on it and work really hard. It's kind of like weekend guilt on steroids, because weekend guilt is 2 days, 3 days max. A holiday is 7 to 10 to 14 days. And I feel like sometimes coming back, we feel like we have to make up for everything we did while we were away. And we feel all bleh and bloated and, shitty, and best thing to do is go hard in that diet and go training really hard, which I am here to tell you today that it is not. Yeah, so complete curveball. Well, maybe if you know my content from now, you're probably used to me saying stuff like this, so it's probably not unusual. But I want to talk about it specifically as well because when I was away this year, I was away with my parents and my boyfriend, and literally during the holiday, at one point, my mother turned to me and says, when I get back now, I'm just going to have to get some sort of plan again. And I was like, what? And she was like, I was like, we're on holidays, ma'am. We're like eating whatever, we're drinking whatever. This isn't your normal routine. You're going to be bloated. Like, obviously you're going to feel I feel and I'm supposedly fit. And settle down into it, you'll be fine. And it just kind of broke my heart. It's like you're kind of not even enjoying the holiday you're on. You're already thinking of the diet you have to go on when you get back, which to me completely defeats the point of the holiday. Like, the whole point of holidays, it's like a Christmas, it's just all rules are off. Not that there should be rules, but all rules are off and you just do whatever the hell you want because you're on holiday and you're not stuck to your usual routine of work, dinner, bed, all that. And so this is where the idea for it came from. And I just wanted to talk about, first off, if you think about it, right, when you're on holidays, people are like, oh god, I feel so blah. But like, I don't know about you guys, but when I go on holidays, I switch off. I go into complete chill mode. I am really, really active at work all the time through the year, and when I'm away, it's my time to not have to do any of that. And I absolutely love it because I just want time to sit. I will sit by a pool all day and read a book. I will not go near a gym. I might go walking. I will eat fries for breakfast every day if I get the chance, and I will probably most likely drink every night. Again, if I get the chance, I have no shame in saying that. It's just how I have my holidays, and some people like being really active and doing stuff on holidays, and that's alright too. I'm all up for going for the odd excursion, but I don't want to spend my whole holiday doing stuff, and that's just the way I holiday. And because of that, when you're away, you start to kind of like, if you're eating a lot of high processed food. I find I eat a lot less vegetables. I also then drink a lot less water. I would normally drink about 4 liters of water a day. When I'm on holidays, I'm probably lucky to get 2. So there you are, kind of water retention on top of drinking alcohol. Gonna feel a bit bloated. Not eating greens, stuff like that. Digestion can go a bit funny. I don't know if anyone's had a dodgy belly on holidays, but believe me, it's happened to me, and I'm not sad or upset or scared to say that. It has happened. So that's another thing. It can cause you to be bloated or uncomfortable. We have to remember as well that you are generally in a hotter climate, and our bodies tend to swell in the heat a little bit. So while you may feel like you're very puffy, that's just because of the heat, and your body's swelling because of the extra heat that you're not used to. Because I know, I don't know as well, sometimes I find when I'm away, I love the idea of the heat, and then when I actually have to do anything, if there's no pool nearby, I cannot survive. Let me know if that's you as well. The curse of being Irish. But all of these coupled together can make you feel really sluggish and really bleh. And that's why I feel like it can trigger an extreme like the weekend that you need to get rid of it all like yesterday. So you need to get straight back on it in the gym, eat like a saint, 10 days of cardio. And I'm here to tell you that you don't need to do that. And here is what I did myself, and how that helped me, or I found it did. And there was no pressure when I came back. The first week I was back, I actually took 2 weeks off training, so I was home after 10 days, and the following week I didn't train. So what did I do as soon as I got home? And I will say not necessarily working again yet, but I was at home and back in, not even a routine. I was more just trying to get back on it. So what I did was I focused on getting my water back up, and I carry a 2 litre bottle of water around with me all the time. Everyone knows it. Everyone always slags me for it. My big massive bucket, they call it. People ask me do I drink 1 a day, and are shocked when I drink 2. So if you're a person who doesn't drink water to start off with, and then you're not drinking any water when you're away, it's obviously going to help deal with water retention. So once I got back, I had my water bottle back. I had my normal routine in a sense, so I'm back drinking water, trying to drink that 2 to 3 litres of water a day, just get what my body's used to back up. I'm not saying everyone has to drink that much. I'm just saying for me, it's what works for me, and that's what I needed in order to get myself back on track in a sense, or get back into my routine and get myself feeling like me again, as opposed to getting back on it. So want a better description. I didn't start training again. I did horse riding one of the days, which is one of my staples that I do every week, and I went walking a lot. So I didn't just go straight back in the deep end into the training I have been doing. I just got walking, eased myself back in, started back at something that I can easily do, and I just did a good few walks, got my step count up, felt a bit better with myself, had a few home cooked meals. So I tried to add those vegetables in as much as we can to my food again, eat balanced meals, start getting my protein back in. I normally every morning when I'm in work have a protein coffee. Started that back up even before I was training. I'm getting back on the protein, getting everything back, trying to get my gut back in line, tried to take a few probiotics to help my gut after the hammering it got while I was away. And that was the first week. When I went back to training, because I hadn't trained in 2 weeks, I didn't go straight back to the intensity that I had been doing, for the reason of that my body had taken a break. It hadn't been doing it. Now this goes as well if you're taking longer breaks. And I was using the same program, but what I did is I brought the weights back a little bit. So not to what I had been working at, because as I said, the muscles hadn't been working that way for a few weeks. If you don't train for a certain amount of time, I generally find if it's over a week, maybe 2 weeks, you will find that you're going to get very stiff and sore. You'll get muscle DOMs, and in order to minimize that, so I could keep training for the week, I brought it back. Instead of putting myself at the same intensity I had been, I reined it back a little bit, and yeah, I was still sore all week, but I just wasn't giving myself as much, I wasn't putting myself through as much as I could have in order to be able to continue to train for the week. And I thought that was very important as well, because as I said, they've had a break. You don't want to just be in bits for the whole week and having bad sessions because of it. So have a couple of good, decent sessions without killing yourself for the week. Going back to horse riding, continuing the walking, continuing the water, building up on what I'd done the week before was how I got back into it. And again, trying to eat better. I find as well a lot of times after I go on holidays, because you end up drinking so much, it's nice to take a week or two or so, maybe more, off alcohol. So this weekend I didn't drink, and I'm not here to tell people to never stop drinking, because I go through phases of doing it where I don't drink and I still say drink again. But the difference having a weekend off the drink can make to your whole week is unreal. So if you take a week off, say for instance, like who here does be knackered by Friday, ends up drinking Friday night or Saturday night, you're up till 2, 3, you're bollocksed all day Sunday, you're back in Monday. It's a vicious cycle. You're exhausted for the week, you do the same thing. I took a week off this weekend to get time for the system to clear it out, and then because of that I felt fresher getting up today. So remember as well, when you've taken time off work or you're on a holiday, say you have your 2 weeks holidays, you're breaking routine. So you're used to going to bed at a certain time, getting up at a certain time, and with that you get used to, as I said, your body, like who here wakes up on a Saturday at 7 o'clock even though they don't have to get up? Okay, that's the example I'm trying to say. So you don't have to get up at that time, but you get used to doing it. When you go on holidays, your routine gets out of sync. You tend to maybe stay up later, get up later, and don't basically have no routine. So, unless you really have a reason to, who's getting up at 7 o'clock on their holidays? So when you come back to work, it can be an adjustment period to bring your body clock back in sync, because you're used to staying up. You might try to go to bed earlier and end up late, and you're still getting used to coming back into that previous routine. So you would be very tired that week as well. And also, you spent a couple of weeks where you have maybe done nothing. Your energy expenditure has been completely different. You might have gone for the odd stroll, sat by the pool, done nothing. Now when you're back in work, even if you're at a desk job, or even if you're a very active job like myself, you're getting up at different hours again, early hours. You're now having to focus. It's brain power as well. It's not just if you're sitting at a desk, it's the same as sitting at a pool. You have to be focused and using your mind all the time. And that can be very, very tiring when you first come back. And I know 2 weeks may not seem like a long time, but it's very easy for your body to get out of that habit. So this is where I'm saying, the last thing you want to be doing when you're doing this is you're resetting. Has anyone come back and just feel like they hit like a bus? You need a holiday after your holiday. That's what I'm talking about. So your body's readjusting to being back in action to what it has been doing. It may be used to doing it, but it hasn't done it for a time. So that's tiring. Now here you want to add on top of the fact that you feel guilty for eating everything around you on holiday, so you're going to go back into an extreme calorie deficit. So your body's tired, your brain needs the extra power because it has to click back in. You're now starving out of calories, making it harder on yourself to focus on work and making it very tiring. Then when you finish work or before work, you are bombing off back to the gym to do intensive workouts, only to repeat the cycle for a week. You get to the end of the week, you scull a load of alcohol, tire yourself out more, you still haven't gotten your body clock back in sync because you stayed up late at the weekend. And you see how that can make the fatigue of the holiday last longer, and say in a sense as well, I suppose you can kind of lament your holiday a bit more. You kind of go, God, remember I didn't have to do this is so horrible, all that stuff. Where if you slowly came back in a way where you went, okay, I'm going to drink a load of water, I'm going to have 3 quote healthy meals today, I'm going to make sure I have my 5 fruit and veg, as opposed to I'm not going to eat any carbs, I'm going to make sure I have protein with every meal instead of I'm only going to eat clean. I don't know. Anything like that. I'm going to allow myself to have a chocolate bar if I need it because I'm tired and I might need the extra sugar because I'm readjusting back to my routine, as opposed to I need to get rid of the biscuits, chocolate and everything out of the house. Now I'm going to focus on trying to get to bed at maybe say 10 o'clock every night. You might not get there at 10 o'clock, but maybe you're lying in bed and you read for a while and you go to sleep, or you flick through, I know it's not recommended to have your phone on at night, but you do something like that and then you doze off instead of sitting up till 12 watching Netflix on the couch. This is what we can do instead. And we go, okay, right, I want to get back to training. How about I haven't trained for 2 weeks, I'm going to do 2 sessions this week. I normally do 5, but I'm going to do 2 to 3. I'm going to go on the other days, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to get some fresh air, and I'm just going to get my steps and movement up. See how much more manageable that is? Like, you don't even have to do all this. You could be doing 2 sessions and a walk, or you could walk for the first week, and the second week you can come back and do your training sessions. That's what I did, like the first week back, because half a week I went out and walked and I got my step count up and I focused on drinking water and eating a more balanced diet again and getting my protein back up, as opposed to going straight back into the gym. I originally thought I might go back to the gym, and then I thought, no, do you know what, I'm gonna rest. And then my second week I did an easy session. Now this week is 3rd week back, technically 2nd and a half week. Routine is back, and now we're going to push it in the training again. So remember as well, I think it's very important that we think that we've destroyed all of our progress on holidays because we ate more and we drank more and we, did everything that we have been taught not to do for 2 weeks straight, and the amount of quote-unquote damage you can do in that time is minimal when you think of the amount of time it will have taken you to get to where you are now and the amount of time it had taken you to get to your previous point. So like, if you have started a fitness journey in the last year and you've made a certain amount of gains, let's say, it didn't take you 2 weeks. First off, before you started your gym, it didn't take you 2 weeks to get to that position that you needed to start. So it's not going to take 2 weeks for it all to unravel. And I think we forget that we think, that's it's all gone. I've ruined it, that's it. The thing you happen, as I said, with the weekend issue, but this is like the weekend on steroids. And it's very important to remember that that is actually not the case. While yes, if you went and back and trained the way you were 2 weeks ago, you're going to have intense DOMs, you'll still probably find that you can do it if you want to. There's going to be very minimal things that you've lost in that time. So you can push yourself to it if you don't have the physical fatigue, or if you're not physically fatigued from work and being back in a routine, but you'll just pay for it a little bit more. Now, again, if that's what you want to do to get yourself back on track, that's fine. I just don't advise it. I think it's easier to ease yourself back in, get yourself back into the training routine, and then the following week you can start working on that higher intensity that you have worked at before. And you will have less DOMs because your body will be like, oh yeah, we did this last week, I remember. And the one thing I was trying to talk about as well is trying to remember that, as I was saying, you're having different food, you're drinking alcohol, you're probably not drinking that much water. The amount of water I drink nearly halves, if not more, when I'm away, because I don't have your bottles and it's harder to monitor it. So it's very easy to be like, oh God, I've gained so much weight, because you're bloated and you're retaining water and you look all puffy because you're on holidays and it's hot. I guarantee you, if you just get back on water, vegetables and a little bit of movement back home, by the end of the week you will see that gone. And you'll be surprised how much of a difference it makes. Like, I notice it myself. I feel like, oh Jesus, I've really made a big I don't even feel like that. I just feel like, phew. And by the end of the week, I've done a few training sessions. Like, oh look, there we go, back to normal. Didn't lose any muscle. Everything's as it was. I don't know why I was freaking out. And it is just that little thing of getting things moving again, and being kind to yourself and stop beating yourself up, because like, what is the point of going on holidays and like getting away from everything? And that's the whole point. You're getting away, you're taking a break from all your usual life worries, like work and stress and rain in Ireland, though it's been very, very good the last few weeks, which I'm not complaining about. And there's all these things that we're getting away from and taking a break from. And then you're going to sit there and go, oh God, look at the state of me. Oh, I look awful. Oh, I need to go on a diet again. Like, the last thing you need to be worrying about when you're on holidays is your diet. And it's said, like, when my mom said that to me, it's like, you broke my heart. I'm like, you're supposed to be on holidays. This is your time to relax and just enjoy yourself and eat the shit food and drink the wine and just, like, not worry about all the stress at home, because we have enough of them waiting for us when we get back. So this is why I feel like it's so very important that we remember that we are allowed to enjoy ourselves. And when you look back on the holiday, you're not going to go, oh God, remember I ate that burger. You're going to go, oh, remember that meal we had out in that restaurant, and like it was like a gourmet burger and everything was gorgeous. Like, you want to look back on the memories and think about, like, oh great, when I went driving, I had to scream at my parents to shut up because because they were trying to backseat drive. I want to think of those memories more than, God, what did I eat? I can't even remember what I eat some days, though I did eat a very burgery chippy diet. But I don't want to remember that. I want to remember the fun and the different things we did and the laughs we had, and all that. And that to me is so much more important than worrying about what you ate and worry about how you're going to look when you get back. And at the end of the day, that's more important, isn't it? Isn't that why we go on holidays? We want to have fun and make memories and not worry about all these other things that could happen. So I just thought I wanted to bring it up today because, as I said, I had this inspiration when I was away. I feel like a lot of people are doing it at the moment, going away and probably feeling these pressures. Like, a lot of us feel like we have to go hard before we go on holidays and train super extra hard so we look great for our bikini photos, and then we eat ourselves silly on holidays because we've felt so bad the whole time coming up to it. And I just want to say, like, coming on that one, you don't have to do that either, by the way. You will always look good no matter what happens. The whole idea of going on holidays, the most stressful thing should be like what you're bringing with you and not all the how you have to look. It's just my views. And yeah, I just want to say, when you come back, if you are coming back from holiday and you're worried how you look and you're just panicking and planning your diet already, please forget about that while you're on holiday, and please do those small little steps that I've outlined in this podcast. They're just very easy, very manageable steps where we're adding things back in as opposed to taking away. And I think this is what everyone I know, or not everyone, but what I think the best message at the moment is try to focus on adding things in instead of taking it away. Everything doesn't have to be a punishment. You can enjoy yourself guilt-free if you allow yourself. So I'm giving you permission to allow yourself to be guilt-free. Not that you need it, but if you need someone to say it, I'm a personal trainer who's not going to judge you for enjoying yourself on your holidays, and I'm not going to make you live through hell to get back after a holiday. So I think we need more of that in the industry. We need more of that in the media. We need less of this getting your post-holiday bod or whatever. Get rid of all that stuff. And I think with that, guys, I am just going to let you go. It's kind of a short one again today, but it was something that I was thinking about since I came back, thinking about since that was said to me, and something I think is very, very important and well worth sharing. And I think we overlook it from time to time. So as ever, guys, if you are looking for me, you will find me on Instagram, and it is at Chrissyhfitness. I'm also on TikTok at Chrissyhfitness. I also have a website which I have launched officially as of yesterday, Whoop, it's www.chrissyhawkins.com, very simple. And obviously as well, we have my equestrian page. If you are interested in looking at equestrian fitness tips, you will find that on Instagram at stronginthesaddle_, and then on TikTok as well, which is at stronginthesaddle. There's no underscore in that one because I could get it without it on TikTok. So as ever, guys, I really do appreciate you guys listening to me. Please do like and share this on your stories. If you found it helpful, drop me a message. I love to hear feedback. And yeah, I hope you all are enjoying your day, week, month, whenever you are listening to this. And again, thanks for listening. Thank you again for listening to the Why Not podcast. It really means a lot that you are listening in, and I would love if you could please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or subscribe on Spotify. And always, I'd love to hear feedback personally, so if you do want to leave me a message and let me know how you found the podcast, please do.